Hey guys! Today I'm going to be doing a review on the first two books in the Reed Brothers series, and those are Tall, Tatted, and Tempting and Smart, Sexy, and Secretive. I have both of these on my Kindle because the first book is actually free on your Kindle, so you should definitely go and pick it up, and if you like it, then you can pick up Smart, Sexy, and Secretive. This series as a whole follows the Reed brothers. It is just this large family of brothers. I believe there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? There's 5, I think. I'm pretty sure there's 5. Each book follows a different brother and their love interest and their love story and stuff, except for the first two books. The first two books are about Logan, the one brother that it starts with, and his love interest and their story. Although each book follows a different brother, there are several novellas that kind of add a little bit to each story. And when I say there are several novellas, there are quite a few from what I remember looking at on Goodreads. So the story doesn't really have to end when the book ends, and since they're all brothers and they all hang out a lot, then you still get to see them and stuff. The first two books, they follow Logan and Emily, and Logan is deaf, and he works at his family's tattoo parlor in New York with his brothers, and the premise of the first book starts when he and his brother are working, when this girl walks in and she wants a tattoo, obviously, because when you walk into a tattoo shop, that's probably what you want, and immediately he is attracted to her and he's checking her out, and he puts on the moves, and instead of falling for his charms, she actually punches him in the face and walks out. Later, he actually runs into her in the subway and he sees her playing her guitar for spare change. So he takes her to dinner and he gives her a place to stay for the night, and they actually form this friendship from there. Logan has not spoken in 8 years because he's deaf, and because of Emily, he starts to talk because he wants to communicate with her. That aspect of the book I thought was super intriguing. I didn't know that he was deaf at first. I just knew that he hadn't spoken in 8 years, and I thought that that was so fascinating, and that's pretty much the biggest reason I picked up the book. I wanted to really know what that was all about. Anyway, long story short, after the friendship kind of develops and he kind of gives her this place to stay and he takes care of her, they start this romantic relationship, but the catch is she won't tell him really anything about herself or her past or where she's from, and she won't even tell him her name. And so that's how Tall, Tatted, and Tempting starts, and then Smart, Sexy, and Secretive is just the continuation of their story. I read both of these books for Booktubeathon, and if you're just wondering what I rated it after hearing the summary, I rated both of these books 5 stars. I loved them both equally. I can't pick which one I liked better. I kind of lumped them in together and think of them as one book because I went immediately into the second one after I finished the first one. I missed their characters so much. And while I loved both books, they both had like super different tones, and I'll kind of talk about those in a little bit. So a big plot point in these books obviously is the whole family aspect, because Logan has such a big family. Their parents are not in the picture anymore, and a huge part of the book is their family, and a lot of it is spent with them interacting and Emily getting to know them and kind of setting up their stories for the next few books. There is a lot of that in both of these two books, kind of setting up the different brothers' stories, and based off of that, I am super excited for Matt's story. I won't really tell you why because I feel like you should read it to kind of find out. I didn't expect it when I started reading the book, but I'm really excited to read his story. I'm mad that it's not the next one, but that's okay. I don't just love each of the brothers as they are, but I love their involvement in Logan's life, and I love how they love Logan and how supportive they are of each other, but I also love how they love Emily. I love how they form their own friendships with her, and I just love how they all look out for each other. Every scene where they're all kind of interacting together is just so sweet, and I just really enjoyed it. There are quite a few scenes where all the family is interacting together, and like I said, it's a huge part of the book, and it's one of my favorite aspects of the book because I just love their little family. It's so cute. Going off of that and the fact that I told you guys that the brother Matt is the one I am most excited to read about next, I love his relationship with Emily. He and Emily become like best friends, and I love how much they care for each other, but also how Logan is not jealous of that. And a lot of these kind of new adult romance books, you get like the extreme alpha male dominance, possessiveness, and while Logan does get jealous of certain things later on in the second book, for good reason, he never gets jealous of her relationship with Matt, and I just feel like I really appreciate that about their relationship in general, that he trusts her and isn't super possessive or anything, but I also like that she's very close with his brother, they're best friends, and that he actually appreciates, he doesn't mind that they're so close. I just think that that's a really good aspect of the book because I think that just shows him as a character and how sweet he is and how much he trusts her and his family. That being said, I love Logan and Emily's relationship. I just love the fact that they are super trusting of each other. Not just how patient they are with each other and how much they love each other, but how they're like always just on each other's side all the time. They're always looking out for one another and they don't make assumptions when people try to do stupid things to split them up later on in their story. If they tell each other something, then the other knows that they're being honest. They're not lying or messing around. They know that if they tell the other something, then they're being honest and they believe each other. While the first book may be completely filled with secrets, they never lie to each other, which I really appreciate in a book because I just feel like so many times in these kind of books, other characters will do like stupid little petty things to slip people up and then they believe them when they really should believe their significant other, obviously because they trust them and they would never do something like that. And I appreciate that they are like that. I even love the parts of this book where they were not physically together because I liked their interactions with the other characters. I thought they were just as fun as their interactions with each other. As far as the two main characters go, I loved Logan. He is my newest book boyfriend. He was just perfect. He was such a good guy. He was your typical like guy in the beginning, but when he realizes that he has fallen for Emily, he is super loyal. He's just really sweet, and just watching him just grow as a character and watching him fall in love with her and then fall in love with each other really is just so cute and sweet. And I don't know what it was about Logan. I loved reading from his perspective and I just loved seeing him through Emily's eyes, and I cannot tell you enough how much I love Logan. He's just so wonderful. I feel like it would be hard for people to find something wrong with him as a character, but I don't know, I could be wrong. I loved Logan so much. And Emily too, I really enjoyed her. I didn't find her annoying or stupid or anything. I liked how fiercely loyal she was to Logan and how protective they were of each other. They were just a really good match and I loved them both. I didn't have any annoyances with either of them really. As far as other characters, as I've said several times before, I loved all the other brothers. My favorite brother, I think, so far, besides Logan, is Matt, and again, super excited to read about his story. Something else that I thought I would share about this book was just the fact that I love the setting. I love the little apartment that all of the brothers live together in. In my opinion, it was way more enjoyable to read about that little apartment than the big mansions that you read about in books where the guy is super rich, like Rosemary Beach or something like that. Logan was just so humble and sweet and kind, and so was his entire family, and I just loved that, and I think it really matched the tone of that with the setting. I was kind of sad in the second book when they added another setting to the mix because I missed pretty much the entire plot taking place in Logan's little house with his family. Not as much time was spent at Logan's family's house, but we still got to see it, and every scene that happened in that little apartment, I just thought it was so sweet. I just love the brothers so much. This is such a refreshing series for me. It just shows how much I love the book that I'm like sitting here gushing about the setting of it. But anyway, as I said earlier, I did rate both of these books 5 stars. I have not really seen a lot of people talk about this first book or the series in general on YouTube. I've only heard from maybe a couple people, and I have heard either rave review things or kind of just, yeah, it was good but not my favorite. I've really not seen a lot about this book at all in general. These 2 books I would actually consider favorites of mine. I love them, 5 stars all the way. There are probably some problems with the book that other people looking at it more critically can pick out, but personally I didn't find any. I just really adored it, and as far as I'm concerned, it's my opinion, so it doesn't really matter that I loved it so much that I found nothing wrong with it. That's just how I feel. Other people might find something wrong with it, but that's okay. I don't look at things with a super critical eye that where every little thing I don't knock off points for. I just look at it, and if I liked it enough that I feel like I should give it 5 stars, then I do. That's how I feel about these 2 books. I would highly recommend that you check them out. Like I said, Tall, Tatted, and Tempting is a free Kindle book, so there is no harm in downloading this book and then seeing how you like it, and if you like it, then you can buy the next one. The second one, Smart, Sexy, and Secretive, was really cheap. I think it was like $2.99 or $3.99 or something like that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd like to see more review videos from me. I'm still kind of new to this whole reviewing thing. I try to make a little list of notes and stuff that I kind of follow when I do these, so let me know what you guys think, if there's anything I'm kind of leaving out in my talking about the books. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all very soon with another one. Bye everyone.